Didn't you just say you needed
again.
more practice editing?
We just gave you a bunch
great.
of chaos, and you didn't get to capture the chaos.
Yes. That's
so we're introducing ourselves today in order of Roy G. Biv.
Well, first off, thank you, Kate. But everyone, welcome back to Ryam. Sorry about the...
Didn't you already start this recording once?
Not officially.
3 times a lady.
I've tried 3 times. But we're gonna give it a 4 shot. Like the 4 elements, another 4 is a good number. So welcome to Ryam, everyone, as my group really tries to have me use my DM powers to come through my screen and strangle some of them. Except for Randall, he's a good boy.
I'm also sitting here enjoying my martini.
Your
Unlike
treasure
the rest
my-
of you.
This is helping Randall ensure that he remains.
He's too busy with his gin to cause shenanigans right now.
My reaction time's a little low, right? Sure, it's all good.
So, as we had some technical issues, but that means I didn't hit record last week, so last week's a little bit choppy. I do apologize. What we're going to do is give a quick recap of some of the stuff that was missed, but we would like to introduce ourselves as our continuing gimmick. And this week, I decided that we would do the colors of the rainbow, like what's your favorite color in the Roy G. Biv fashion. So take it away, folks. This is Scoot, your DM.
Okay, is anybody red?
Orange.
Orange. Is anybody yellow?
Hi, I'm Will. I'm green.
Hey!
I also play Rosco Berrickson, the sorcerer, warlock, Asmar.
Totally gonna be a rogue eventually.
No. That's crazy talk.
I'm Robert, also green. I play Nicholas Doxborn, the human wizard. I'm actually more of an off beige, really. I mean, if I look at my hands. But,
Off beige. I choose to do this.
Someday you will find it. The rainbow connection. Anybody blue?
I'm Deb. I'm playing Tessa, the Tiefling Paladin.
I am Kate. I'm Indigo, and I am playing Neva, the half-dryad druid.
I guess I'll be Violet. Actually, my character's...
Oh,
You
that
can make purple blue?
Oh, that's true, actually. She does. So I'm Randall, and I play Kiki, the Kenku Tinkerer. Every time I say her name and class, I feel like she's like cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Like, Kinky the Kenku.
I mean, she goes cuckoo for shiny things. Also, when you
does.
said violent and violet at the same time, I was reminded of the absolutely fantabulous poem Homicidal Rainbow by Kai Davis, which everybody should listen to.
Excellent. Homework for all of you listening.
Yes. It's a heavy poem, though. Be warned.
Okay. Good.
Now, there's some folks out there that believe the DM has the ultimate control over the party and the table, and this podcast is to help prove that that's fucking wrong.
Bless their hearts.
some people are foolish.
Yeah.
We all know control is an illusion.
It is. Like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a longer recap, though. So last week, I'll kind of give the general framework, and then I'll ask folks that want to chime in about their personal accomplishments prior to spending your day in town and then heading back to the venue for some scouting, which you'll find in episode 5, because this is episode 6. Numbers. I majored in people. Basically, everyone woke up. They had a lovely brunch in town. Kiki, the Kenku Tinkerer, was so engrossed in her notes from meeting so many interesting people that she Mr. Magoo'd her way all the way through town. For those of us that are maybe old enough to know what that is. I don't know how popular Mr. Magoo is anymore. Rosco bought some shit at the general store. I believe he bought a...
Yes. I have a fresh pack of not a fresh pack of like cigarettes. I have pouch of tobacco and rolling papers.
Mm-hmm.
I have a small funnel, and I have a 3-inch paring knife. And I felt no need then nor now to explain myself.
I'm sure only good will come of this. Would anyone else like to jump in with their personal achievements from last session?
Was last week the one where I got stuck in the closet?
Yeah.
I think so.
Was it last
When
week?
we might have that on tape, though.
I thought
I
that
hope
was.
so.
I think
That's from 2 weeks ago.
I think that was from
Yeah.
investigation.
Yeah, that was
All right, we're
Investigation
good.
Day.
We're good.
Okay, I couldn't remember which week it was.
For those of you, though, find the episode to kind of finish up the recap, because most of it was just everyone having a good time and the players being very funny, although the DM's technical difficulties, unfortunately, that is now lost to the void. But a couple of the other major points from last episode is some shenanigans were found as you did a last security sweep on your day off. A batch of pranks was found in the floorboards on the under the tile on the patio, which Kiki found it was a mecha mimic.
Yeah, so Tessa found the objects, and Kiki
We said it was a
barely
mimic, I
A
think.
mimic, I believe.
A
is the term.
mimic. Yeah. TM.
Kiki barely disarmed it. So it's like it's cool. It's cool.
We don't know that you barely disarmed it. All we know is that you disarmed it just fine.
That's true. Yeah,
Confidence is key.
Yeah, an inspiration point may or may not have been involved.
May or may not.
I don't know if it can be heard on the podcast, but my cat is currently purring very loudly.
It's not coming over, unfortunately.
Darn it.
Unfortunately.
I'll put her right up next to the mic sometime.
A number of sets of clothing were found out in the woods, which related to a group of young folks that Rosco kind of trailed in the town for a little bit. It was 2 minotaurs, a werewolf, and I believe 2 halflings. And Rosco found, although there were 5 of those beings, 4 sets of clothing, one of which being a very large trench coat and a bunch of fake mustaches. The session ended a little roughly for one of the members of the group who
Hey,
prides
I was
herself on
fine.
the
I
hunt.
just didn't achieve my goal.
Yeah. As Neva in the
Neva.
Neva in the woods had a bit of a run-in with some
The
people.
candlestick?
Had a bit of a run-in
The
in the woods.
shillelagh.
Miss Indigo in the woods with a shillelagh.
We are 7 minutes into the episode, and I have lost total control. It's good.
Did you
We're
ever
getting-
have
we're
it?
No, we're a little
Cool.
slower than usual this
I
week.
know, we're getting longer.
I know. Gotta get on our game.
Yep. She saw 5 figures in the woods, which sort of met the description of the 5 heirs, although she tried to track down one of them. Unfortunately, that one escaped. So it is now dawn of the 5th day, the day of the rehearsal. And the other thing of note is that Nicholas seems to have made a friend in his time here at the venue of the Von Lycans.
I went to bed and found it occupied.
Yep, by a certain pantsless tiefling that he had found the night before.
Also pantsless.
It appears to be a theme.
Yep.
I would like to note, Scoot, that the only thing that we did that did not end up on the episode is I would have the following morning, if we are at the following morning, the first thing I want to do is notify one of the Von Lycan heads of household that I found someone in their woods digging shit up last night.
Yeah, we were going to get to that as we were going to kind of bring up the
Okay.
day. But we're going to start the day with Neva making her way back in from the woods. But really, we're going to start on Rosco, because that tiefling is snoring quite loud, as she is quite cuddled up to you, though. And make a strength check, please, Rosco.
Oh, I
The
didn't-
tiefling is cuddling
nobody
Rosco
came into
now?
my room.
Sorry, Nicholas.
I was like, this is a relationship dynamic that I was not prepared for.
Oh my
I'm
God,
not
you're in
against it.
trouble?
I would have appreciated a short conversation ahead of time.
Yeah, that's a
Polly
consent
only
thing.
works with consent and communication.
So I am making a strength.
You are making a strength
something?
check, please.
Okay.
Let's get that.
You're a strong boy.
She's
We believe in you.
she's crushing on you.
But
Higher.
Get him out now.
Deep breaths, Scoot. Deep breaths. Okay.
An 18.
An 18.
Respectable.
Okay, for the wizard. Nice. You
For the
beat her.
wizard with a +0, I'll heckin' take it.
Yeah. So she's her body's on top of you. Like she's right kind of sandwiching you between on the mattress, although you find yourself in a situation you're somewhat familiar with, so you manage to, with enough force, but delicately enough, escape from under her if you wish.
What's the weather? Is it cold?
It is chilly this
Because-
morning.
You see, I live up in Wisconsin, like I the player, and I woke up with my dog on top of me today, and I sure as heck didn't go anywhere because it's cold. So I feel like
It's a
Nicholas
one-dog
would have
night.
happily stayed there.
Given the climate change of where you are, Nicholas would feel cold this morning.
I'm gonna stay right there for a little bit. I'm just gonna be okay with it.
Okay. Rosco, did you come back to the room last night or no?
No, I imagine that I bummed out in the lounge downstairs or something.
A blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stress about it, but also, Roscoe's been a road dog for a little while. We met Roscoe after he woke up in the back of a cart, so standard Skyrim rules.
Yep.
Rest
Roscoe
anywhere
would be
as
a
long as
good
there's
college
not enemies nearby.
So from the sort of the lounge area of the main venue that you were in, you can see Neva striding in from the woods very early with a sense of purpose on her face.
Good morning.
Morning.
You alright?
We've had a slight incursion. I need to speak to one of the Von Lycans about it. You can come with if you'd like.
Okay. I start rubbing my eyes, but I'll follow behind.
You find early this morning that Bendo, one of the daughters of the Von Lycan family, is out and about in the main room, kind of checking things and putting... now the tables are beginning to be set, and she's very meticulously putting place cards different places.
Sorry, I'm cat wrangling.
Yep.
Good. Cat wanted to be on the keyboard. I have distracted her with shiny things that dangle off my chair instead.
Everyone knows cats are excellent hackers.
Yeah, they can hack
I
time.
mean, the last time she was on my keyboard, she spilled an entire glass of water on it.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, I didn't like that very much. So, if Bendo appears to be available, I will... God damn it. Rob. For the audience, it's a hairball joke. Please give him a point for that. Even if you won't give him one, Rob, I will give you one imaginary point of inspiration from me.
I'll take a point of Kate's favor. That's going in the spreadsheet.
Great.
Oh, he's actually grimacing, folks.
Alright, I will, as I spot Bendo...
You wonder why I make such terrible villains. This is why.
To be fair, your worst villain so far wasn't one you made, it's one Crits and Tits made.
Hello?
I empower them.
Hi.
Miss Von Lycan, do you have a moment?
Yes, she says, as she is very... she stops what she's doing, she puts it down, she makes a note on her list and kind of turns to you. She appears to be a bit shorter than the others and a more thin frame. And she also has a very nice dagger on her belt.
Okay. So you're telling me she's the rogue archetype of the family?
Probably. As stereotypical as it gets.
I was on third watch at the edge of the woods this morning. I did notice 5 individuals. I don't want to suggest they match a particular group of individuals who I anticipate will be at this event, but I'll leave it at they smell distinctly of Axe body spray. They did dig up something in the woods. I was not able to see what it was, and I was not able to apprehend them either, unfortunately.
Break down their heights for me.
She does. You said it's like half. One is like orc-ish sized.
2 halflings and
halflings.
orc-ish. Yeah.
There are 3 medium creatures. One would be dragonborn height, which is a little bit taller. So 2 sort of tallish ones, half orc and cat sized. More cat. Half orc dragonborn. 2 medium kind of humanoid, and then 1 dwarf sized.
That would be what
I had just realized that Axe is actually a completely cromulent fantasy company name.
Yes.
So
Axe body spray could be canonical.
It could be. She takes a very deep breath. Okay. Can you take me to the spot?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. You, and is he with you? She points to Rosco.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have special
I
eyes
just
or
don't
anything?
know anything. I just don't know anything, so I just keep my mouth shut.
That's good. Do you have special eyes or something?
Him or me?
Either of you.
Special eyes?
To some extent.
Okay. Let's go. She moves.
Yep.
She follows. So
Can I come downstairs while that conversation is happening?
I need you to make another strength saving. I need to make another strength check.
That's a good point, actually.
You're under a tiefling.
16 this time.
You're weakening.
Unfortunately, she is now latched onto you and is siphoning your heat like a heat vampire.
Yeah, checks out.
Yeah, so now you can get out of the bed, but she's going to come with you.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I wanted to be useful, but instead I'll just cuddle.
Kiki, Tessa, what are you 2 up to?
Kiki would probably be, going over her notes and stuff. She was really excited about finding the mechanical box. What do we call it again?
A mimic.
Mimic. She's very excited, so she was probably sketching notes and stuff. But she's like awake, and she might even have the door open to her room and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tessa's up, but
Yeah, I think Tessa's an early riser. In fact, she spent a lot of the evening writing notes and stuff, but she is very energetic this morning. She would probably head over to this location to meet up with everybody.
Right, so you 2 would see through the bit of a window that you have that Neva and Rosco are heading somewhere with a werewolf who looks important. You know where they're going, but they're making a beeline for the woods.
Kiki, you want to go? You want to go join them? Maybe they need some help.
okay.
All right, so we head over.
I like how you guys are leaving Nick for himself.
As
He's not by himself.
We don't know about the situation.
You know.
As we're walking out, I am like trying to think of like how can I be helpful. Like I'm not the woods person, and I wasn't here for the situation. So all I'm going to do is, seeing us going into like slightly darker wood, I would have picked up my spear just like on the way out the door.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine there's like an umbrella stand for people who don't actually need to carry their weapons around with them.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So my spear's probably hanging out by the door. So I grab that, and I'm just going to cast light on the end of my spear, so we have something to help us like look closer to the ground in specifics. And I am also, Neva, going to cast guidance on you on the way over. So it's a D4 to 1 ability check of your choice.
Thanks.
Okay. So Bendo takes you to the spot, and you see this really clearly a hole where they dug whatever the heck they dug out. And she goes, okay. Do you 2 do anything? Oh, there's 2 more. A very large one and a very small one. Are they with you?
I start waving. I'm like, Neva!
They're part of the security team as well. Actually, if you give me a minute, there's something I can do that might be helpful. As a side note, meta question: Will, do you have detect magic?
I do.
I don't. I just looked.
Okay.
Tessa has detect.
All right, if Tessa has it, I would know Tessa has it. So when Tessa gets over there, I'll ask Tessa to cast Detect Magic and see what's going on while I talk to one of the trees, because I want to find out a little bit more about how long was this object, the knot log, as the tree has called it, in the ground. When was it put there, and was it put there by the same people who got it out?
Okay. So you want to talk? We'll talk to the tree first. So the
Yep,
tree.
I'll talk to the same oak that I talked to last night.
Okay. Hey.
It was helpful.
Hello.
Hi, do you know how long that knot log has been in the ground?
Let's see if it does. It's tree's int. Tree's wisdom would be pretty good. It tells
There's
you
no passing of time.
They-
Sunrises
do
and sunsets.
it informs you it has been there for 3 brights.
Okay. Was it put there by the same people who took it out?
Yes.
Did you understand any of what they said when they put it in or took it out?
No.
Didn't think so. That was worth a shot.
One
they
was.
harm-
He tells you one seemed poisoned.
Poisoned, like sick or stunted growth?
Bleeding from face hole.
Ah.
Ooh.
Trees are dark, man.
Did someone
Soon he will be mulch.
Count me
Soon
in
he
for the
will
next
feed me.
hit move.
did someone hit him?
No, he
Does he have a blight?
it wasn't blood, it was yellow.
Okay. One of them has a runny nose.
Oh, he had a cold.
No, photosynthesis hole.
Photos.
He was crying pee.
That's what I'm getting out of that.
I was going like pus, is what I was thinking.
I was thinking like a bursted boil or something.
Make a nature check.
I mean, that's
Nero.
what I'm actually thinking, but I figured I could get another facepalm this way, and by God, I did.
Make a nature check, Neva.
18.
Photosynthesis is how plants gain nutrients, right?
Yes.
So how would a mortal being gain nutrients?
Eating.
Oh,
Is there like honey dripping from its mouth?
Vomit.
No, it would no. They were hungover. So you said yellow, and I don't think of yellow.
I think of it as
brown.
green.
Yeah.
Greenish brownish.
Depends on what you ate.
Scoot, you had us do Roy G. Biv at the beginning of this episode. We're gonna get damn specific on colors as a consequence.
Right, it was my mistake, of course.
All right.
The only possible explanation.
Did
This is
any
how
of
to
what
treat your
was-
DMs, folks.
did any of what was in the log reach the ground outside it, seep out?
No.
Okay. And they didn't harm anything else while they were here?
No, they just dug the hole.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Yep. So are you casting detect magic, Tessa?
Neva, do you still need me to do that? I will do that. If you
Sure.
all right, crack my knuckles, and
I'm gonna punch the magic.
yes. Actually, for dramatic effect, I'm going to make a punch, and a sphere of glowing light will appear, and it will just kind of hover there as I move it around as I walk, kind of like a metal detector.
It
Beep.
tends to bring you back towards the hole.
Beep.
Well,
There is-
It is beeping, because Tessa is saying beep as she walks around.
That's how detect
We
magic
can't hear it. It's just her.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm going to distract Bendo from the fact that Tessa is beeping by telling her what the tree said, that it was
she's listening to you, but she's sort of she's very locked on Tessa. Because it's a weird sight. I'm imagining Kiki sometimes also beeping just out of an autonomic
Sure.
response.
Like
Yeah.
reflex.
She chirped.
Sorry,
Thank you very
chirped.
much.
It's a way for
Surely Kiki like
They help
sometimes
them fail.
imagines the sounds that her machines would make.
Well, I also think as like a bird creature, as a kenku, she'd hear Tessa going beep, beep, and she's like, "What is she trying to say?" I don't think that's how you say that. Like,
Tax
like,
benefits?
I know.
It's kind of like that faster as she approaches the hole. It's kind of like her way of conveying that she's getting
Tax
close.
benefits, tax benefits, tax benefits! Tessa, I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't.
Tax benefits.
Like 30 episodes from now, one of us is going to cast Detect Magic and find the thing and be like, "Oh my god, the tax benefits!" And everyone's going to be confused for like 3 minutes, and it's going to hit us like a brick.
All right, so the
It's gonna
hole.
be code.
What
It's
is
gonna be
going on
code.
in the hole?
There's an illusion spell on the hole.
Ooh, guys, check this out.
Ooh.
Beep 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 beep.
There is an illusion spell here, folks.
Anyone able to
Can
dispel
we-
it?
That I cannot do. Anybody spell
Well,
magic?
can we just do an investigation?
Yep, make me
Or-
some checks, folks. Investigation or Arcana.
I will do.
I'm going to roll Strength to try and get up again.
Okay.
I forgot you weren't with us, and I was like, "How is that going to break the
Neva rolled a
illusion?"
22 on the Arcana check.
Whoa.
10 on the investigation.
Tell me what you get, Rob.
Ooh, 26 for Kiki.
I got a 16 again.
She crit.
Ooh.
So she's
For fuck's
like,
sake!
you are now the tiniest spoon, and while you're inconvenienced, you've never felt safer.
I'm the dessert spoon.
And you
I think
think,
at this point you're like a sugar spoon.
yeah, you think like I might have to wake her up to get her to maybe let go.
At this point, I will try to gently wake her up.
And she's like, sandwiches, what? Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Hello again.
Hi. You're warm.
Thank you. Would you like some breakfast? I'd have to get up to go get it.
Oh, sure. I have to pee so bad.
Bathroom's just through that door.
Okay, and she gets up and kind of prances away very happily.
I'll go get us some breakfast and then segue back to
Segue back.
the. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll have more things, but I don't want to take too long.
right. So you'll be doing that as you get a breakfast. You quickly explain, "Hey, I'll be right back. I have to go. My friend, I have to go deal with something." And you roll up to Niva's spot. Wasn't that far from where you
Neva.
folks were, Neva. I will get it right. Neva's
Okay, yeah.
spot.
If I have that much time, I'll go up and be like, I'll go down to breakfast, see that everyone's not there, run back upstairs, be like, hey, the rest of my security team has wandered off, so I'm really, really sorry to leave so urgently, but I gotta go find them.
Okay, we'll get breakfast when you get back then. And she just
Okay,
gets in the blanket and go.
I hand her a plate. I still made her a plate.
Oh, okay. She's she will eat it and then proceed to go back to sleep.
Okay,
And you
that's
get to
fine.
the group right as you hear Tessa's going like beep 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 beep, and you see the magic orb, and you know that's not how that
I'm
works.
I'm gonna elbow Rosco in the side a little bit and be like, huh?
Shh, it's
What's up, roomie? I say louder than I should.
Shit.
fucking
Did you
with
sleep
you.
on the couch or
Nah,
something?
No, I'm fucking with you. Don't worry about it. Neva,
Sorry though.
while you were getting tail with a tail, Neva was hunting people in the woods, and they dug something up, and now there's magic in that hole.
It was magic
As
in
a
another
point of
hole
order,
earlier.
we actually just
Ayo.
like cuddled. But
Hey.
okay, yeah, let's do the magic thing.
You're gonna see Tessa beeping. I don't know if that's
Can
part of
confirm?
it.
Yes.
And then I think, other than that, you're up to speed.
That's a verbal component.
great.
To her spell.
Beep, 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 beep.
I do
Kiki,
want to
was
let
your-
Bendo know what the tree said.
Mhm.
Just so she's aware.
Kiki, was your 26 investigation or arcana?
Investigate.
Okay.
Okay, Rob, roll me an
So I
Arcana
think-
or Investigation now that you're here. Everyone rolled very high.
Yep.
Just check.
22
I did
Arcana for
higher.
me.
Tessa's very close.
Tessa is concentrating very hard on making her beeps appropriate frequencies apart from each other.
I just showed up.
Operation.
I just showed up. The beeping is very distracting. I'm actually turning to Kiki and I'm asking, like, did you give her like a tool or something?
No. Kiki just shakes her beak. No.
Yeah, I rolled a 7. I don't notice shit.
Kiki, Rosco, and Neva, when you look down, it's a very minor illusion spell, and it's being generated by, it looks to be like a ward on the ground.
I'm gonna scuff out the ward.
Okay, make me an Arcana check. Unless you're just gonna try to bash the shit out of it, but that's your choice.
Oh, I thought you meant like traced into the dirt.
No, it's like a stick. It's a slight magic implement with a spell scroll attached to it.
I think Nicholas should do a strength check.
Wait, is the
'cause
spell,
he's been
is
rolling
the spell
those.
scroll made of like parchment?
Yes,
And is the ward written on it in ink?
it is.
Great. I'm going to dump out my flask, shape some water, and soak the parchment till the ink runs off.
Okay, it does, and you see the spell fade as what looked to be the hole is deeper than you. Just looking at the top layer of camouflage dissipates, and you can see another knot log.
Is my detect magic? Is that finding anything magical about that knot log?
Yeah.
How's
Oh
your
boy.
beeping? How's your...
I
beeping
don't think I
intensify?
can beep fast enough, so I'm just gonna say it's
May I suggest, Deb, that since you have now found a magic object, you switch from beeps to a different noise identifying that you have in fact found something. And this is the noise that I would recommend you. No. I've got a better one. I'm thinking something along the lines of like a do-do-do-do-do.
yes.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Sandstorm.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Tessa begins singing Sandstorm.
Scoot with and
Note for
My,
those fans, Scoot is face palming.
This might be a record for the first half
We
an
need
hour.
to edit in some sort
My-
of like sound effect at the start and finish of Scoot's face palms.
It needs to be
Wait,
that
to
Price
get
is
here-
Right sound.
I want to. I think I can get 2 hands up there. Scoot, as my somatic component for actually casting a fucking spell, I'm going to fake glow stick spin along to Sandstorm.
We've got the double face palm.
2, and I'm going to use that to cast Mold Earth to just lift whatever's at the bottom of the hole up to the top.
You know that meme? You guys know that meme? It's like the drowning person that's like reaching
Probably.
up.
We play D&D. We probably know that meme.
Right. So like reaching up, and it's
Oh,
like
you had
I'm
details.
like, yeah, and I'm like, help me, Will, and then in the meme like you
High
the other
fives.
person high
High
fives
five.
it. That's the other. That's what I just went through. Except I'm a sinking hand. So thanks for that help, Will. It's the high five.
Finger guns.
But that does succeed as as Rosco raves his way to bringing the chest up and over on the flattish ground next to the hole.
The full name of the spell is Roscoe's Rave Raising.
So the Arcana
So-
check that we did, that was for the illusion spell itself, correct? Not for this trunk / chest.
Yeah, you brought down the ward knowing there wouldn't be any like feedback. It wasn't a trap, it was just a hastily prepared illusion.
I want to see if there's anything on the chest itself, so I'm going to roll another
I'll
Arcana
help.
check.
I'll do another arc. I'll do it.
Well, I'm going to use a point of luck. I rolled a 15. That's better.
We can do another. We're saying we're doing another.
There's a if anyone else want to roll into it.
Yeah, 23
14's not much.
investigation.
Jesus. Kiki finds the magic is coming from inside. For those of you that rolled Arcana, it's a very faint magic, like it's not super strong. Kiki,
Scoot, What school of magic is it? The detect magic skill should be able to tell that.
Oh.
So it's at first illusion. This is what you're picking up. It's transmutation.
Transmutation. Okay.
So
Ooh,
Kiki,
that's a
you're
fun
like,
one.
Possibly
oh,
more disguises.
possibly. So Kiki, you're like, it's a very simple lock. You think actually you could probably pick it really easy, and then Nick, having rolled a critical failure for his investigation check,
Oh shit.
just sort of kicks it, and you hear a clicking and a ticking noise coming from inside the box.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Son of a.
Kiki, is that a bomb?
I cast guidance on Kiki.
Good call.
Cut the red wire, bud.
Kiki,
Gonna cast Shield of Faith on Kiki.
I'd like you to make me an intelligence check using your proficiency, because this is a tinkering thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because it sounds like
Ooh,
clocks, but that clock is moving way too fast.
You
and
get a D4.
as she's doing that, I turn to Roscoe and say, if it speeds up, drop it back in the hole and drop the earth on it.
All right.
Yep.
So with the guidance, it's 29.
Yep.
I'm going to use my action to look at my untied shoe and say fuck a lot.
Neva's currently got her shape water ready to also like muffle the impact if necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tessa's
We're
got
gonna
her
hurt
shield
laughter the hell
ready
out
to
of
go
this.
So-
in one hand.
As
It's gonna be
Kiki,
con-
Kiki's
Trolls.
like, "What's the big deal?" And she
yeah, so
jimmies
Kiki
it.
pulls out like the most basic of tinkering tools, which are more or less lock picks for her. Comes over and just kind of pops the lock off. She opens it, and you see there's a mechanical incendiary device on it, and you cut the only wire that's there, and you stop it. So
Wow.
Wait,
Nicely done, Kiki.
so is Nicholas with his crit fail? He's like, "Cut the red wire." I'm like, there's only blue.
it's like you're like, that's teal, but sure, and then you click there's only one wire.
Nicholas, can you look at this pattern of dots and tell me what you see?
Yeah.
So what's in the box? What's in the box?
Bricks
What's in the
box?
box?
and bricks of fantasy marijuana.
Ooh, little halfling goals.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the same type that we had found earlier?
Is it
remind me-
purple?
It is not purple, so it is not what the chefs had.
Okay,
This
yeah.
is
Purple haze.
this is
Purple haze.
gold. It is color. It is a very yellowish, goldish, brownish color.
Guys, I don't think it's really drugs. We should check.
I turn to Bendo and say, I think this is under your discretion as to what you'd like to do with this, as it's on your property.
She's already taken. She's taken a brick, and it's just kind of like, what? Oh, right. And she pockets it.
Wait, I have rolling papers.
Kiki's like, "We're working."
And the funnel.
Okay.
Roscoe, save it for after
The funnel's for
event,
something
please.
else. Don't talk about the funnel, Tessa.
She goes, oh no, you don't understand. This is something we refer to as Karai Gold. This is some very premium stuff. And she smiles, and she goes, but why the fuck is it out here?
Somebody was going to have some fun tonight?
Because I was good in a
I don't
past
think-
life.
I
We're
don't
gonna
think
Wang
there
Chung
are...
tonight.
So
I
again,
don't
this
think
is like a treasure chest sized box
Right.
full of like wrapped and weighted and measured like packages of bricks. So like,
This is like some Pineapple Express.
Is it
yeah, this is
payment?
Yeah.
Well, if I might suggest, as this is on your property, you do, from what I've read up on it,
Yes,
you do
our
have
property.
rights to it.
Keeps these.
mm-hmm.
Well, it's yours. It's your possession. We certainly wouldn't object to a bonus at the end of all of this, but I think whoever buried it here has since surrendered it to you, given that they buried it on your property, thereby making it yours.
Yes, she says. Make
Would
an
you like
insight
us to
check.
help you bring it inside?
Yeah, and she closes it and she goes, this has a lot of value.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and probably bring this to Dad, as I'm sure he will have opinions about
That
this.
seems
does-
like the best
Kiki,
stuff.
Is there
Kiki
any
makes a
chance you
gesture
could
like,
bring-
"Oh, Dad." Is he like, she makes like a token gesture, like, "Oh."
He enjoys, but like this is, as you know, as I think one of you pointed out, like this is a lot. So
This is not a 5 heirs can smoke it in one night
No.
amount of weed, to
Something
be
is-
clear.
Challenge
Odd about this.
accepted.
Maybe like 500.
I want you to feel free to bring one brick to your grandfather, because I feel like that would work out.
Why do you think I took the
Swiftly.
one? She said. And she smiles at you.
Oh, listen, I don't know you very well, but I just want to say, huge fan of your work.
Thank you.
By
You
the
don't
way,
get the
Kiki-
name of the underground without having sticky paws. She says.
Kiki
Yes.
pockets the incendiary device that she diffused. By the way, she just puts it in her bag.
Yep.
with her.
Very quickly.
She's like,
Yep. She goes, "Can one of you take this? Because it's very heavy."
I believe we've
Everyone
got someone who
raises
can
their
handle
hand.
that. And I look over at Tessa.
Oh yeah, I got it. I just like heft up and like carry the chest on my shoulder. Am I strong enough to do that, Scoot?
Yeah. What's your strength score?
+4.
Yeah, you're very easy. It's like a medicine ball. You're just like, whoop. You could probably fly with it.
Nah, I don't want to risk losing the cargo.
Yeah. To the 300 yards back to the pavilion.
Precious cargo.
No, it's not. It's not safe to fly with this stuff. They'll check you.
I'm gonna get stopped by the TSA.
it's for medicinal purposes.
So,
Just let them know.
you folks bring this back to the pavilion, where you see Gen actually is awake and having a quiet morning coffee on the patio, and Bendo looks very happy as she says, "Hang on," and she walks up to him very smugly. You know, he looks at her because he can very very easily tell something's up with his granddaughter, and she gives him half of the brick that she took, and he looks at her. Like, where did you... Like, he's like, I'm not mad. Just, where did you get this? And she sort of explains, and you can see her pointing back at you. And he goes, all right. He just kind of waves. She's like, okay. And the only thing you hear as she walks back towards you is Gen scream, don't tell your father.
Kiki gives him a thumbs up as she walks by.
And she
Which
goes,
somewhere on this ground, her father also just heard his father shout, "Don't tell your father."
yep.
Kiki's curious. She'll bring up with the group, like, why, though, an incendiary device? Because, like, why risk destroying all that product? You know what I mean?
Well,
And we didn't leave anything in its place, so they're going to know it was taken. Like,
my
she
assumption
just points it out to the group.
is that if you're worried about needing to destroy property like that, usually it's because you need to destroy evidence of having gotten the property in the first place, which suggests to me that the ones who obtained it and put it there likely did not do so legally.
How far away from the main venue was the hole?
Probably
Roughly.
100 or 200 yards into the woods. So far enough to be out of sight, but not... an unreasonable distance where you would be lost unless you're Tim Mim.
Well, I was just curious if it would create this, like, cloud, like this magical ganja.
Just get
ganja
everybody.
Cloud. Yeah.
Nick, make me a history check, please. A history or wisdom check, whichever you'd prefer.
All right. Let's see. History specifically is +3, so I will take that. That's a nat 1.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, you're thinking.
You're
Well,
second.
that's
in a row,
your
let
turn
go.
today, isn't it?
You're second in a row.
Definitely second in a row. I don't. No, I got a 2 earlier, I think.
Coming in strong.
Yeah. So with a 4, you're thinking to yourself like, I've heard of when Bendo said Karai Gold, you've heard that before, but you don't. That's it. You're like, I know that name, and that's all you know.
I do that, like she says that, I do that thing where I like hold up a finger and open my mouth and then just kind of stand there for 30 seconds and then put my hand back down and look thoughtful.
Okay. So Bendo looks to you and she goes, so your security, you should find a place to secure this in the meantime. Do not take from it, because I don't know. Very clearly something is going on.
Oh, sure. We're gonna bury it under the patio.
Let's bury it in
we
another
already
hole.
have
Brilliant.
details out there. Yeah.
I
Let's just.
would assume. Do you have any sort of safe on the grounds?
In my father's room.
Where you would prefer to not put it currently.
Well, grandfather did suggest not to tell him.
Does your grandfather have an alternate location he'd advise us to put it?
His mouth, but it's a lot for him. He's old.
It's a little bit much, I think,
Yeah.
even for him.
Our security plan already has me out on the patio. Let's just mold earth. I'll do the same thing I did to pull it out. Buried under there. Everybody's on the same page, including Bindo, that it's there. And that way we've got eyes on it. So if they try to locate object or some fuckery, we'll be out there already.
I think that's
Kiki
Yeah,
goes.
sounds good.
Kiki goes, gift bags?
No. Kiki. Kiki, there was already gift bag drama once at this party. I don't know if we can do it again.
Okay.
So I'm going to put an X on the map where the weed is, just for everyone's knowledge.
I like the solution a lot. I was going to say, one place that's definitely not secure is apparently our rooms.
Obviously.
Kiki just looks at you when you say that because she doesn't know what
At that moment, a female tiefling walks out and is
Pants?
Yeah, pants.
with or without pants. Roll for pants.
roll for pants.
She could be wearing a skirt.
Nope, no pants. She got a 1. So she's coming out. Just very much
You
Donald.
want the world to know.
She's Donald Ducking it at the moment, right? She's got a shirt on. There's no pants.
Is it a long enough shirt?
No.
I'm going to give her my robe and tell her she looks cold. And not elaborate.
It is cold, she says. She goes, hi. What we
Did
doing?
she take the robe?
Yeah, she took it. It's cold out here.
Okay.
She kind of looks at Tessa and she goes, how are you not cold?
Wait, to me?
Yeah, because she sees the horns and the tail and she assumes you're a tiefling.
Oh, well, I'm wearing a lot of armor. I mean, you probably can't see all the layers. But I do get cold all the time.
Well, so what are we doing? She says, looking at you all.
What are your intentions for our Nicholas?
She,
Dad.
her head tilts for a second. She puts
My head also tilts.
her mouth. She goes, probably sex.
Nice.
Tessa just guffaws. Just really loud laughter.
Kiki looks very confused. She's just like...
I look relatively pleased with myself.
like, I'm Nicholas and I approve this message.
Yeah. At the moment, we're just doing some security patrol stuff, getting ready for the event.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Reasonably.
Let us know if you see anything suspicious.
Kiki walks up to her. She goes, hi, Kiki.
Hi. Oh my gods, you're adorable, she says, looking down at you.
Because Kiki's pretty short. And she's like, she'll go, tee-hee. And then she's like, what's your name?
Oh, my name?
Yeah. Because I don't think we've been introduced to Chanceless. Like, in
Her name is
character.
Nobody has met her. And I realized this when Kiki asked her name.
Nick's barely met her.
Oh,
Honestly accurate, yeah. Her name was Anna, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least you remember in
Anna.
character. Does Nicholas remember? Do you have to do anything?
Nicholas remembers. It's only been like 30 hours since they were introduced in character.
Anna Shaladar is her full name.
Awesome. So yeah, I definitely don't know her last name in character.
No, she says her name is Anna Shaladar of On Ball.
Oh, that's where I come
Anna?
from.
Security detail.
And there's
Security
a, like,
detail. Anna.
When you say that, there's that sort of like two women that haven't seen each other in a long time scream.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That one?
Yep.
No way.
Floppy hands and all.
Yeah, but she's just talking about like known sights in the city and how much she misses
Oh my gosh,
the
have
door.
you been to this cafe? I love that. Yeah.
Yep.
That's my
Oh my
favorite.
god, they have the best brunch.
That's happening right now.
brunch.
Hey, don't
That's
knock
happening.
the brunch.
Tessa has found her new BFF.
And she's like, "Oh my god, you're a security guy. It sounds like such a good job. Being in a band sucks. All
Well,
you
you
do
get
is
to travel around.
all I do is blow the drummer."
Kiki looks at Nicholas, confused. Like, is he the drummer?
I just love Rob's face right now. I wish you guys could see it.
It's free choice.
Only
I mean-
paladins are immune to disease, my friend.
Tessa says to Anna, well, have you tried blowing the guitar player?
I don't like guitar play. I know it's weird, right? Because everyone loves the guitar and the lead, but like I like the stamina of the drummer, man. It's so much better.
You like guys that aren't that great, are kind of in the background. That's the guy you're into.
No,
Nicholas crosses his arms,
no, I
but
wouldn't
doesn't
say that.
contribute.
I don't like egomaniacs, she says, and you put an instrument in a guy's hand, and that's what happens.
Yeah, but you like a guy he's just got a stick in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been a real treat for me, but I'm realizing I haven't had any coffee, so I leave the quarters and go back downstairs to the kitchen. I've ruined Nick's morning enough.
Neva also goes down to the kitchen because she's not sticking around for this. Neva's decidedly sex positive. It's too early in the morning for this shit.
Because it is probably about like 8 a.m. right now after all the shenanigans in the woods.
She had third watch. She's going to get most of the time. In fact, almost all the time she drinks tea. This morning she's going to have coffee.
Okay.
Did I meet the drummer when I took Anna back to her
You did.
van thing?
Yep.
Was he cute?
6 out of 10.
Eh.
Yeah, Nick's definitely
take it.
hotter than him.
Okay. I feel a lot. Nick feels a lot better about the situation. He thinks back for a little bit about it. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So as Rosco and Neva are getting coffee, you see Patel come, and he's like, "Oh, there you are. Good morning. I hope everything's well."
Yes, there was a small incursion on the grounds overnight, but we at least have a solid lead of what's happening.
Okay. Anything to worry about? Just some random
No,
boars or
it
something?
seems to be by the smell of them, it seems to be the five heirs. The trees suggested that they'd been using that area to drink.
Right, I forgot you're a druid, and I was very concerned at that first sentence.
Well, there's the druid aspect of things, and then there's the aspect of things. Neva is that for the podcast listeners. Neva is gesturing to the fact that she's got vines and leaves in her hair because she's a half dryad, and it's kind of obvious.
Huh. I thought that was an aesthetic thing. Good to know. So, one more question, Neva, because I don't think you're going to lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything happen between my father and my children this morning? Because I definitely heard him yell something concerning.
Yes, your daughter Bendo and your father had a conversation.
Do you know about what?
With respect, sir, I believe that conversation is best related by either your father or your daughter.
Smooth.
Make a persuasion check. With advantage.
Cleanly delivered.
I held on
I-
to that. Hold on a second. And all right, it's a 20 when I add in that guidance that I got earlier that I hadn't used yet. Non-natural.
Yeah.
He rolled a 1, and he just goes,
Ooh.
that's a good, that's a really good point. I should really trust Bendo to be honest with me.
Well,
Rosco's
that-
in the corner, halfway through casting
need
invisibility
provided
on myself, just like getting the fuck out of here.
and Neva will say, and also, sir, to be frank, I make a concerted effort to not be in the middle of family discussion.
You're probably, it's a good point.
It's safest.
Okay, so if you folks are ready, we're going to start the run through the rehearsal in probably an hour or so. So if you can get your team, and he looks over and sees Nicholas and Anna, and he goes, "Did you pick up another person?"
No, she's with your band. They've struck up a acquaintanceship.
They fucking.
Yes.
Tess is just beeping in the background, listening to this conversation.
Detect booty call.
Detect booty.
Oh my god, that's definitely an Aloran spell.
Okay, wait, no. So, meta note, totally. If you are detecting booty, when you successfully find the booty, the sound that plays is not beep, 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 or doot, 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 but I found you, Miss New Booty.
The booty!
I won't facepalm again. I've done it too much.
Must
I
not
want to.
face bomb.
But your heart is though. Your heart's face palming.
It's my internal
But
rage.
for real though, can detect booty be an Aloran spell?
Sure.
Yes,
Why? It's in the Sexonomicon,
Oh,
which is a
yeah.
canonical book.
it is.
Yes, I like that.
DTF detector. That is a good one.
Very, very nice name.
Detect thought.
Oh!
I feel like
Yes!
in the specific subtext of the detect thoughts spell, it does note that the mere detection of DTF or thoughts, it does not indicate consent, and consent must still be obtained verbally.
Obviously.
It's an Aloran spell, after all.
Yep.
Allure's all about
consent
consent.
is based in. So,
At higher levels, can you channel divinity to make all of the thoughts near you gain the frightened status effect?
Did they just are frightened of you?
Yeah, and then they have to use all of their movement to move in the opposite direction from you. Begone, thought!
See here, I thought
Oh,
you were
they
channeling-
turn undead except turn thought.
I thought you were
Yeah, that's what I'm
channeling
going
divinity.
for.
Yeah, you're thinking turn undead.
What about turn on?
But for begone thought,
Is that
yeah.
Oh, turn on undead. Now that's an Aloran necklace.
Here, I thought you were channeling divinity to have a 3. Like,
No.
like-
So Deb, the turn on undead is half of the spell is in the Aloran Sexnomicon, and half of it is in the Necronomicon, and you have to like both of them together in order to read the spell.
It's the only
You have to
joint
multi-class.
You have the multi-class.
So
No,
you have to be
actually,
part
I think if you were a
necromancer.
cleric, it would still work. You can be a
You're part
necromancer.
part sex positive cleric. Wow. Wow.
All right.
I think we broke Scoot.
no.
Tech thought.
Yes,
it's
it's
not.
Moving on.
We broke
Turn-
me a little
turn
bit.
on
I've
undead
spent at
monster.
least a third of this having the giggles.
So, it's time for the rehearsal.
Unrelated note: are there any zombies nearby?
No. Read it. Read your sin, Will.
Bumper
You
sticker.
have to
Read
say
it.
it out loud.
Bumper,
Read it.
Bumper
Read
sticker.
your sin out loud.
grave clerics put it in the hole.
Oh.
Oh no!
It's such a nice little niche group that will understand that joke. Those are my favorite
Oh.
jokes. I succeed when there's like an audience of 3. That's my world. Guys, I got like a
cried.
5-minute set on financial aid jokes that will not be fun for you.
Nothing too close to home.
Yeah.
Randall.
Oh,
Raise
the
the Dead is
giggles,
also
that's
in both books. Just very different stuff.
Clearly, this professional team is ready to be the dividing line between ruin and success of this major event. Let's go.
Ah, yes. We are those who will enforce order and definitely not chaos.
Okay.
The
This is
rehearsal.
when you already went down to eat breakfast.
What are we rehearsing?
They're having a run through of everything, like sound checks, magic checks, make sure everything's there in its proper place.
Tessa was just very confused. Like, are we rehearsing eating?
No,
Somebody get
Tessa,
married?
that's lunch.
Oh.
No, Tessa, that's lunch.
We have a session name.
I'm crying.
I am.
Oh
I'm
god,
literally
this has
tearing
been.
I needed this today.
Me too.
Oh,
I can't stop laughing.
the myth of control.
I'm pumped. I get to rehearse. I'm pumped. I get to rehearse standing on the patio and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. So you see the Von Lycans come in, and the staff's there, and they see they're kind of mockingly running through things. There are, Patel is talking about, he goes through like a welcoming speech, is just sort of practicing it. Everyone else is there. They run through some of the, there's gifts and sort of awards or, speeches about friendship and stuff, camaraderie that some of the Gen goes through. And then it's just kind of listening, make sure the band is in tune, kind of hearing their set a little bit, and getting them, giving them a chance to practice a bit before the show.
I
Everyone...
want to check on my plants.
Okay.
The ones that I got by the door. I'm
Yep.
checking them. They okay?
They appear to be fine.
Watered.
I'm going to ask them if they're okay.
Yeah.
They need anything?
I mean, justice for the working class, the one says.
Working on that.
Yeah, maybe like more sun.
I can make that happen.
Wait,
Basically, give me 2 days of partial light, and then I'll get you into full sunlight.
That's one of the things it says to you. You can feel it narrowing its eyes.
I told you I'm working on justice for the working class. That one takes a little longer.
That's true. All right. But they haven't seen anything weird happen. It's just been people. Again, people are coming in and out, but people are coming out with stuff and trays, and the kitchen is in a little bit more full swing as they are doing more preparation.
Okay.
Kiki takes Tessa over to the closet and she shows her how to use the door from the inside. Just in case.
It might come up. It might
Tessa
come
tries
up.
to save face. She's like, "Now, Kiki, I know how to use a door." And then she goes to use the handle, but it's a push and not a pull. She's like, "Damn it!"
Kiki's a very patient teacher. She's like, hmm? And she makes a gesture like,
Oh, I
flip
like
it.
that.
Okay.
Every time.
Kiki makes a piece of parchment and she writes the correct way. Push her bone. She tacks it to the inside of the torso. But only inside.
I'm just picturing, like, a couple
Weird.
weeks from now when, the next thorough deep clean of the Von Lycan home is done. Somebody goes and deep cleans that closet and is like, why the fuck are there instructions on how to get out of the closet?
You never know.
Never know.
Safety.
Yep. So the rehearsal goes smoothly. Everyone make me a quick perception check, please.
Does Anna head back to band zone?
Yeah, she's with the band right now. You can see she is doing
Crit.
Thank you, Deb.
Neva rolls a 15.
She is playing basically like a keyboard.
Okay, stellar. I got a 19.
19 from Rosco.
2 19s.
Crit. Kiki got a 2.
Kiki got a 2.
And a 15. Okay.
She's still working
Oh no,
on the side.
Kiki, did you come into contact with Nicholas at all this morning?
I know, right? It's not like some people have.
No.
Heyo. We really just cuddled is the thing, though. Tonight.
For now.
Specifically.
So, Kiki, you have to... It strikes Kiki finally that, like, it's really weird that Tessa can't operate a door, and it sort of ruminates in your mind for a moment of, like, what in the fuck? How? Rosco, Nicholas, and Neva, everything seems fine. People are coming in and out. Everything's, things seem normal. The wait staff is coming out, clearing things. They're instructing... It appears to be newer servers on like the proper way to do things, where things should be set, giving them a little bit of information as they go from table to table about who's going to be sitting here, what to watch out for. Tessa, you lock yourself in the closet again.
What? With a crit?
Hang on.
It's a good crit.
And as you're like, damn it, and you get frustrated, your wings knock back some boxes. And you find another mimic.
Oh my! Why do people keep putting these things everywhere? Dangerous.
Seriously.
Oh my.
Well, we'll have to give this one to Kiki. And I look at the note on the inside of the door. Finally, I'm like, I snap my fingers. I'm like, oh, that'll do it. And then I actually open the door thanks to Kiki's instructions. And like, Kiki!
She looks very proud of you. She looks very proud of you. She's like,
look what I found.
You did it! Ooh.
And did
you pick it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, make a dex saving throw.
Oh, shit.
It's fine. I'm sturdy.
Unless the dex savers for opening the door.
I'm gonna luck that.
Got a 9 and a 4.
No, I'm not gonna waste any more luck. I'm just gonna take that.
Okay.
I deserve it.
So, Kiki, you see Tessa come out with a mimic chomped onto one of her hands, but it only does 2d4's worth of damage, so 7 damage to Tessa.
It's like a persistent but very light cat.
As it's gnawing on her hand, but Tessa's like, hey, and is like waving at you with the mimic on her hand.
Flopping around.
I have to say, as a tinkerer, that's a lot of hit points. Like, Kiki's a little horrified.
Look what I found.
It's bleeding down her arm.
Blood streaming down her arm.
Kiki rushes over to help to try to disarm the mimic.
Another.
Wait, hopefully not disarm it too much.
Not disarm you.
Hopefully not to disarm Tessa.
I feel like I hear this commotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to come around the corner and just without making any judgments, use a one issue of healing light to bring Tessa back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki rolled a 14.
Yep, knowing you de-armed the other ones, so you're able to get it off much more easily this time.
I kind of liked the parallelism that you were able to disarm the box so that it couldn't disarm Tessa.
Thank you.
Kiki does look concerned, but she's also fascinated again by the mimic. Is it open up and reveal anything?
Yes, it does. It opens up, and you find a very nasty-looking grimoire.
Ooh. Is that detect magic sphere I have still up?
Probably in a way, so it's a couple hours later. How long does that last?
Not a couple hours. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'll do it again. I'll do a detect magic to see what type of magic this is.
Okay. The somatic components, please.
Beep. Beep. Beep.
Cannon.
Beep, 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 beep,
Beep.
beep.
This in particular one is conjuration.
Conjuration.
It's very tied into summoning.
So when you said this was a nasty book, does that mean like it's kind of a negative energy I'm feeling, or is it just...
No, when he says it's a nasty book and it's specifically a conjuration one, he means it summons Miss Jackson. If you're nasty.
Maybe it only summons nasty women.
Oh.
Open that shit.
Kiki, I know, right? Kiki's like looking at the book very, because she actually.
I think I learned my lesson. So I'm not going to touch it, and I'm going to advise
so
everybody
Kiki,
else not to touch it.
She hasn't opened it, but she's like examining the book, and she lets the other.
Does anybody have a mage hand?
I will also come over and have a look. And
Yeah, I do.
I recognize anything about it?
Well, first off, Kiki, I need you to make an Arcana check, please.
Okay, don't know that that's.
I would also like to make an Arcana check, if I may.
You can, because you see that
she's actually...
as Kiki's like turning around and looking at it, you can see the book is powering up.
15.
You are safe.
I'm gonna luck my 11. 22.
Yep, nothing happens.
Just from like, she had to roll just for looking at it.
You can you notice in time that it's happening and you drop it because a spell is powering up and you can focus enough to go, oh shit, and you drop the book, and as soon as you're not touching it, the like pulling in of magic power begins to dissipate.
Well, that's curious.
Perhaps we ought to put it back in the box. This one, I believe we should in fact take directly to Patel.
I'll come around the corner after checking in with some of the kitchen staff, which, if there's anything interesting, we can deal with later.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing that, I'll mage hand the book up into the air.
Yep. Nothing seems to happen when the mage hand comes up.
What's inside?
What you mean?
Let's take it to Patel and then look.
Do you mean nothing's triggered, or he still can pick it up?
So he can pick it up. Nicholas can pick it up with the mage hand. Nothing is triggered. Like the book does not start pulling in energy to expel it again. And it's fine. And you're holding it now. Neva said she wanted to put it in the box. Are you putting it in the box? Or are you taking it first to Patel?
Let's take it to Patel. If it's not activating while being held in mage hand, let's just take it to him.
We'll bring the box
Yeah.
too, just in case.
Yeah, bring the box. I'll keep it pinched in mage hand, and we'll just straight to Patel.
Kiki's carrying them in there.
So he
was like, "This is mine now, right?"
Kiki's like petting it a little bit, like you see those villains with like the kitten or the bunny. She's like, this is, you know, Trixie here doesn't like it when you take her box. No, she's just carrying the box.
Okay, and he looks at it, and he's like, Doshel, and he calls one of his other daughters, dressed in the maze robe. She comes over, casts an identify spell on it. She goes, this is meant to... And she gives her father a very concerned look, and he looks at her. And she tells you, this grimoire is meant to summon something.
We'd rather figured that.
Yeah.
Or someone.
By your face, it seems like a not terribly good sort of something.
No.
There's a lot of stuff hidden in this manor.
It's a venue.
Venue.
In the house.
There's a lot of stuff hidden in this venue.
Yeah, this was... You said... Where did you find this?
The closet. The storeroom, actually.
Mm-hmm.
/ closet.
How did you find it?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I was in the closet. I was practicing how to get in and out of the closet because I had a situation where I locked myself in, and I mean, obviously I'm very big. I knocked some things over, and it fell off. I guess it fell off one of the shelves.
Okay. And she goes to a book for a moment. She goes, I need to look something up. Very quickly, she pulls out a book of her own from her bag. Yes. she says, this is made to summon elements of shadow from the fell.
Neva's hand is on her scimitar.
Yes, nothing major, not a Famodian or anything. It's just more nuisances. This is a relatively new grimoire. Somebody has not.
Mick was kind of bending over the desk trying to get a sense for how thick it is. Like, ooh, spells!
Is there any way to determine who made this?
A versed wizard. This is made for mischief, not to harm, though. She says, looking at it and going... She opens it and counterspells the thing that's going to hit her. And then begins paging through the writings on it. And it is sort of more mundane, arcane writings. So, Nicholas, you've seen this at college. This is pretty bog standard spell work. This is nothing terribly insidious, but there was something... She's there was something on the front cover that made it seem worse than it is. But this is still things to summon from the fell, which is not a smart idea.
Kiki cocks her head to one side and she goes, for a prank? Is it prank?
Lots of pranks today.
Yeah, this is made for mischief. More than just pranks, though.
People don't like this party, she says.
Embarrassing kind of mischief?
So what was that, Rosco?
The embarrassing kind of mischief, by any chance?
Oh, absolutely. These smaller versions would feed on emotions and be able to give it back out, making people probably more have wilder shifts or something like that.
It would amplify their negative emotions.
And or potentially cause a feedback.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Especially with the shifting color.
So if tensions were already high, that would make it higher?
Yeah, it might cause someone to take action when normally they would have restraint. Someone's trying to instigate a fight.
There was we'd reported this to Patel, but I don't think Darshell had heard about it. We found something similar yesterday, a box of kind of prank potions and powders, itching powders, and things to cause embarrassing social effects and the like. I am rather concerned that someone at this party may be willing to make use of the fell in pursuit of their own ends. I recognize that it is to a relatively minimal extent here, but in my opinion, a hard line is necessary on such dealings with the fell.
That is your opinion, she says, and I can respect that, but it's not all bad. I'm of the thought that we could put it to good use, but that's neither here nor there, and I'll not argue with someone from the wilds on this matter.
I recognize that our perspectives are shaped by differing experiences.
And she thinks for a moment, and you can see the wheels turning in her anthropomorphic head, and she goes, Someone's trying to make an incident. Someone's definitely trying to cause an incident here.
Ooh, a mystery whodunit.
I thought we already figured that out. It was Neva in the woods with the candlestick.
Miss Indigo.
Our immediate bent is towards the Five Heirs, although what we've seen from them seems more the lighter mischief than inclined towards this. But again, you know them better than I do. I defer to your judgment here.
Yeah, well, one of them in particular, Wizard, is very confident in his abilities, but he is not that great, but men, what can you do?
Kiki looks at Nicholas to see if he's the wizard. This is being over. Wizard?
Honestly, I feel like Fell summoning's a bit above my pay grade
It's a particular
at the moment. I mean, certainly the
type of thing.
prank stuff, sure, you deal with that at college on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it's just
The freshman found the fucking scroll again. All right.
it's just a matter of somebody going above their ken, or probably what they could potentially patrol. Even if they summon these things, they would be snuffed out quite quickly by myself or other members gathered here. By axe or by spell, it's just enough to, I don't think that's their intent.
Why would they want to start a fight? I mean, what do they have to gain from that?
Can I ask? I'm trying to piece together exactly that. Who has to gain here? I noticed that we have some guests from Lysana and far off places, southern guests. Is this kind of an introductory meeting with them, getting to know you a little bit?
So she looks at Patel, because you've asked a question that's sort of above her permission to tell you, and he looks around the other staff that sort of stopped to watch all this, because Tessa did just come out with an iron box in her hand bleeding, and that's an interesting thing. And again looks
Get it off!
Patel looks at all you and goes, "Walk with me," as he leads you out of the like pavilion area.
Either way, free mimic.
Yeah.
Following.
So he takes you a little ways and he's just sort of walking with you, going, "Yes, this was a chance for us. This isn't just a social call. There's a bit of business involved, as we have friends from abroad coming to discuss various matters. Now, some of you, or any of you native to Prema? I know, Rosco, you're from here."
Right.
Nope.
Kiki is from place. Now, you would know that we've been working with the Federation of Houses for a very long time to make one nation instead of the two neighboring ones. We've had good relations, but in unity we are stronger. And it is Thunderblade's concern with the Senate and the High Warlord that if we can make this work and be united, we might be able to do that with other places. And uniting not under a conquering ruler, but as a league of equals.
Lofty aspirations.
Well, the Empire, the old
And certainly well above us. But
right, and this is not.
it
You're not.
dawns on me
diplomats.
that no, but it does dawn on me, as far as our role in keeping the peace, that there's a lot of eyes that are going to be in that room tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That are a lot of first impressions seem to be happening all at once. So if somebody was going to try to spoil said first impressions, this would be an ideal place to do it.
It would be, but the methodology is not that of a savvy political worker. These things are the plan from what you folks have found it's a little obvious, so I think it's more inexperienced hands at the helm of this.
Maybe somebody trying to impress a father or a mother is a seasoned diplomat?
Possibly.
Or someone who does know enough to want to sabotage the efforts, but with no direction from someone who has more experience.
Mm-hmm. It could be. There are rivals here. And then it might not be about winning, but just making sure the other side loses.
Can I ask? Can I ask this? I have found, not in these circles so much, but in my time, you're never going to catch everything. And it feels like we've plucked a lot of the low-hanging fruit, at least, of what could have been shenanigans for tomorrow. But I'm sure we've missed something, or they'll adapt, because everybody does.
Hmm?
We were brought on here just as kind of security, keep the peace. Is it, assuming something got missed, even with our genuine best efforts, can we get some direction from you on how you would want us to respond to something if it was missed? Because of now we're talking about first impressions, and I don't want to make any political decisions for you. Do you want quietly pulled out of the picture? Do you want show of force?
Kiki holds up the incendiary device. Or at least starts to pull it out, hopefully.
She's already repaired it, just in case you were wondering.
Yes!
Putting the wire back together. Patel
It's only one
looks
wire.
at Kiki doing that and has a concerned face, but just focuses on Rosco.
Kiki
He goes-
reluctantly puts it back in her bag.
And he goes, I mean, if an important thing to show these people that are coming here, especially from further away, is not what the best of the best, and he sort of smiles at that a little bit, have to offer, but what our common folk do. That sounds classist, and I'm sorry. The average citizen here, like you, Roscoe, or those people we associate with, how they handle things. So would we prefer you to stop something before it happens? Yes, of course we would. We don't want people to be hurt or embarrassed at this very lovely and very expensive party. However, if someone is going to go out of their way and be malicious, then I believe it would be okay for you to use a appropriate amount of force to stop people from being hurt, to stop any damage from happening. Do I want you to open somebody's throat? No. Am I going to say anything if the Vert boy goes down unconscious from a whap to the back of the head? Probably not. He's very large. He can handle it.
Yeah, I don't want to frighten children with stories of your dinner party. I guess I more wanted to get some blessing and direction that if we have to go full spectacle, and I will cast mage armor and get the light show Romanesque armor on me, and then I will, for the first time in front of this crew, pop out my wings. So Roscoe just kind of flinches, and the angel wings burst out, and it's just these nice, big, white angel wings, but you look at it for a second, the feathers it's just static electricity running up and down them, kind of in waves. So they're just staticky thunder wings. It's and without really changing the cadence of my sentence, we can do spectacle. We can do show of force.
Oh, you got the upgrade.
Nick's jaw is just on the floor.
Kiki's looking back and forth between his wings and Tessa's wings, and she kind of quietly sighs. And
No!
she has such wing envy right now.
Sorry.
I don't want bodies, Roscoe.
No.
However,
Let the bodies hit the floor.
no, it's not what you want. I don't want bodies. However, if a spectacle, how shall I put this? If a spectacle or show of force stops harm, stops a bad situation from happening, fine.
A reasonable limit.
Cool. I think we understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn to Nicholas and go, now imagine if I was invisible right before that happened. If it was just like, pop.
That was very impressive. That would be really impressive. Wow. Nicholas is just like, he's shook. He's blown away.
Patel kind of shakes his head. Hey, Samir. Anyway, I believe we have some more staff and guests arriving soon. So please head back to your duties as we have to prepare some temporary lodgings for them. Does anyone else have anything they need my attention for?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
He looks at Kiki, shakes his head, remembering the incendiary device, and keeps moving.
The chaos of Kiki.
She's now actually a little down because all the ones around that she did. So she's a little. She goes back to fiddling with the mech.
Can I do a perception check to see if I noticed that?
I can tell you whose passive perception noticed it 100%. Neva and her 2,000.
Neva noticed.
Go ahead, Deb.
I don't know if 14 is going to be enough.
Is 14 enough, Randall?
What is the counter to that?
Yeah, like
Your counter to that would be probably a performance or a stealth check. Probably a performance, because you would be trying to hide it versus like actually trying to hide.
okay.
And we have a 8.
Ooh, no.
No, so Tessa spots it.
All right, so I'm channeling some of my family vibes here, and I do notice that Kiki looks down specifically after Rosco showed his wings. Do we have like a little bit of time?
Yeah, you have
Like,
time.
I turned to Kiki and I said, Kiki, would you like to go flying?
Kiki like has a very complicated expression on her face. Like it's like desire, sadness, regret. Like the whole thing about the history of Kenkus, right? That they lost, like her ancestors' like lost the ability to fly, and that's really stayed with her. And so she's like super excited, and probably excitement would win out.
I missed the last part of that. The excitement.
Excitement would win out. She
Okay.
would, yeah.
So I say,
no.
come on, come here, hop on my back.
Kiki probably just is like, is this real life? Like, do I get to do this? And so she's
okay,
a good 5 foot and change.
make sure you're holding on to either grab the horns, grab the neck, grab something.
Kiki, she goes for the horns. It's like-
Tessa just shoots off into the air and she just beats her wings really hard and takes off.
Kiki does a little moment from Neverending Story where she's like atop the luck dragon. She's just like, yeah.
Yes.
So Tessa flies up like pretty high, so you can kind of see like the venue at the bottom, and she kind of stops there, like Kiki, like look around a little bit.
And there's where we found the drugs. And there's where the disguises.
As these massive angel wings just keep her aloft.
And I tell Kiki, hold on, and then I just do a dive bomb and then start doing a barrel roll.
No, Kiki's very excited. She's figuring out the physics in her head while she's super stoked.
And so Tessa does this for a little while, and then she gracefully lands them down on the ground, and she says, Kiki, lets Kiki down and says, anytime you want. Like, literally anytime. If it's like 2 a.m, you feel like a fly, you let me know.
Kiki gives her the biggest hug. But how tall is Tessa again?
Like 6'5".
Okay, she's like literally
A foot
more than
taller.
a foot taller.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a foot taller. Kiki just gives her like a big, like a little kid just giving you a big old squeeze. It's very. She goes,
Tessa loves hugs.
Oh.
She's gonna like pick up Kiki, like so she's like off the ground and give her like a big bear hug.
Aw. That did a lot for Kiki's mood. Thank you.
What's everyone's passive perception that was on the ground?
16.
Wow, passive perception, shit.
So's Kiki.
A whopping 10.
I'm wise.
Hmm.
My passive perception is 19.
Jesus Christ.
Of course it is.
I would like
sake.
Neva to make a perception check as something is bothering your senses.
I'm going to use my last
19 is
weapon.
enough to earn it.
19.
Not enough. As Roscoe's electric wings are behind you, like they're still out, and you're stretching them a little bit. You hear breathing behind you, Roscoe. As you hear like a.
Oh, for fuck's.
And
I
Neva,
dismiss the wings and turn around and I
Neva, you see
see one
behind
of our
him.
guests.
You see Dala is there, looking ravenous as she saw the wing display.
So many.
Uh-oh.
Remind our listeners who's Dala.
So Dala is a tiefling from Doshnaral. She's known as the Harbor Master. She's one of a member of the Hand, and she, for meta purposes, has been imbued by Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, with lightning powers, much like that of a blue dragon. And you can see, I think probably only Neva could see this, but there's a twinge of static electricity that hops between her horns as she's a tiefling and she's looking at Roscoe. Roscoe, you don't see that because it happens quite quickly.
Uh-oh.
Well,
David's not going to say anything.
Oh, girl.
that was a electrifying show, Mr.
Oh,
Roscoe.
hello.
Yes, I convinced my friends to arrive early, and Kiki, you can see that Zevin boars are now coming, the tiefling with the big platinum arm, are coming over the mountain, but Dala just sort of fucking appeared out of nowhere. Literally nowhere. Like, there was no one around you for yards, and she was there. I'm so happy to see you, she says, and she, like, smiling, toothy, grinned predator, just open mouth. You know, that tongue goes across the top ridge of teeth.
I'm gonna lean over and clap a hand on Roscoe's shoulder and give Dala a wink and tell her he is shockingly good at what he does.
Oh.
These static winged chickens have come home to roost.
And she walks up to you. Now, Dala is quite small. She's like 5'5", roughly. I think Roscoe's, what, about 6 foot?
He's like just shy. I think I put him at like 5'10", 5'11".
Right, so you're a little bit, you're taller than her, and she just kind of looks up to you and she goes, "This is going to be a delightfully electric party, I can tell." And she just kind of gives you a kind of light graze with the hand, and you can feel electricity from her body coming into yours, like a little bit of shock, but nothing to hurt you. And she goes, "I'll have to find you later. Where are you staying?"
I'm staying on the premises. Dal, can I be completely honest with you?
Yes.
I am equal parts turned on and terrified. That's your goal, right? That's intentional?
Maybe a little more scared, but this will work. I can work with these.
Okay. I'm sure we'll get there. It's lovely to see you.
No, we'll have to talk. We'll talk boundaries later. But you let me know when you're off. I'm staying, and she tells you where there's like bungalows they're staying at.
She describes a place that's nicer than a public couch.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a plus anyway. I'll take my wins where I can get them.
One in the excited column, I see. Because bed. It's definitely a bro. The other two tieflings come, and they see Kiki. They don't stop though. They watch that interaction and they wave. and they move to their place. You also see a very large bear man and a bird person, Narakoa to be exact.
who I've seen before.
Mm-hmm. Bara and Vez, and they're like cousin or sibling bickering about something. You know, they're having a fight, but they're not really having a fight. They're trading insults, but they don't really seem to be angry with each other as they walk towards their given area. And then finally, at least seeing these folks coming now, you see 5 entities: a large half-orc gentleman, a dragonborn woman, a male elf, a female dwarf, and a male half-elf.
Do they smell like axe?
One does. You're catching it on the wind.
Battle axe buddies.
Battle axe
buddies, right? They're moving as pretty much like a high school clique pack towards the bungalows. I would like everyone to make insight checks, please.
I'm picturing the scene from Mean Girls where the 4 of them are walking down the hallway together with like the wind in their hair.
Strutting.
On Wednesdays, we wear chainmail.
That's right.
I love it.
13?
Am I getting
natural
heavy freshman
20.
vibes from these fuckers?
Yeah.
Very nice.
You're getting somewhere between like second semester freshman, maybe first semester sophomore. Like some of them are
Yeah, these
slightly
are those
smarter.
sophomores who
They think they're hot
good
shit.
Yeah.
and don't know. Yeah.
They haven't gotten to the
What's my natural 20
upper level classes
skewed?
yet and gotten ground down.
Their spirits haven't been broken fully yet.
Yeah, they passed speech and like
I
philosophy.
see we all had a
101.
pleasant experience in college.
Yep.
Those last 2 years.
We had in the counseling major, we had what we called crippling sadness classes, where they prepared you for some of the things you might run into. Those were fun.
Oh, good.
The person who sees this is Rosco. As you're looking at them, you see the male elf in wizard robes looks over at you, sees Neva, panics, and begins walking much more quickly to the point where the group, like he breaks ranks with the others, and he's not running, he's not trying to show that he's panicked, but he's definitely moving much faster than the others as they then pick up their pace to kind of match him.
Scoot, with a passive perception of 19, do I notice him suddenly start walking much faster?
Let's see. I'm going to roll a performance check to see. Yes, you do.
Neva, I think your hunt is still on.
Yes, it gets a little harder when the quarry knows they're the hunted.
It can make it fun too.
I'm sure Doll is going.
I'm being hunted right now, and I point to Dalla walking away.
Which reminds me, are you okay with that? Are you okay with being hunted? Is that a thing you are interested in, or would you like some assistance?
Neva, we haven't known each other very long, but may I confide in you?
Of course.
The truth is that the fear is a positive for me. There's a certain thresholds. There's a certain threshold where that's
Good so
news.
far.
Enjoy.
Yeah. So
And
we're
keep
still
in
inside that
mind
threshold.
So we have one fewer bed that is occupied because I sleep outside.
I appreciate that. I think it sounds like we may be going to her nice place instead of her and pantsless Sally high-fiving. So
Speaking of
Cuddle
that, a
buddies.
certain young tiefling wraps her arms around Nicholas's arm and she goes, "Hey, are we you talking about me?" And she is once again, she has pants over her shoulder. And she was wearing them at some point.
Technically, she has pants on.
Yeah.
Technically.
They traveling pants. They go with.
I love this woman.
I was, yes. I'm assuming you and Nicholas are going to bang again tonight, and I want to respect that.
Yeah, it's our third
Got a
night.
nice thing going. I'm literally making plans now to give you some good space. Get at her.
Good. And she takes that get at her as for her about getting at Nicholas. She's like, okay, we're gonna need
As it was intended.
Yep. And she's gonna go. She's gonna look at you, Nick. She goes, "We're gonna need carbs tonight."
All right, I've got a couple friends in the kitchen. I can put something in.
Yeah, you will. She smiles.
Give her a wink.
Give her a wink.
It was intentional. Don't worry.
Yep. So at this point, you folks know that you're done for the evening, and you may go. You may roam about as you wish, as you see more proper house guards show up. Like there are kind of normal security people that are going to be taking like the watches for now, like on the perimeter and such. And some more important people are coming. So you no longer have night duty, at least for tonight.
All right, I'm going to go into the kitchen and see how much spaghetti I can wrangle.
You can wrangle 6 spaghetti.
Neva, so even though we're not responsible for Night Watch tonight, Neva's still going to go watch that spot because they don't know that their weed's gone.
That's true.
And she's going to absolutely stake that shit out. Can I basically set up Entangle to go on a trigger? Like if someone steps in range, it goes off? Actually, no, I don't want to do that because I want to be able to discriminate who it is coming. Never mind.
Right. So, I mean, you could set an action as your trigger, but I don't think you can set the spell up just by you casting it.
All right. I will just hang out here. Well, Neva will eat dinner, take a, sleep for the first 2 watches, and do the same thing. Third watch, go to that spot again.
I was waiting for that.
Okay, so that's what Neva's doing for tonight. Nicholas, you've gotten 6 spaghettis.
Is that sufficient quantity? I don't know what unit spaghettis come in this case.
Yeah,
so
just 6 spaghettis.
Like individual noodles?
No. They'll give you up to 6 servings of spaghetti.
I will take 4 servings of spaghetti.
So you take 4 units of spaghetti.
Upstairs. 4 spaghetti up. First I'm going to...
No. I'm going to say this again, and I cannot emphasize it enough. You're not in their house. You're at a facility on like all the ground level. Because you're like, I'm going to go upstairs.
Oh yeah, I keep saying up, not over.
I know, dog. I know.
Mood. Before Neva heads out, I'm gonna shoot her a message, capital M, and ask if she needs any help with the shenanigans.
Now, enjoy your pantsless time.
You got it.
That's what the kids are
I
calling.
head off with my
Pantsless Sally fits into Mustang Sally pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Pantsless
Sally. Okay, so that's
I really do.
So we know what Neva's doing tonight. We know what. We know who Nicholas is doing tonight. Kiki and Tessa, what are you folks up to?
I will say Kiki's got a new incendiary device and now a second Mimac to play with, so she'll probably just like figuring how she can merge to make an incendiary Mimac. Probably something devious, like can I make it like walk up to someone, explode instead of bite? So she'll play around with that.
Are you experimenting, or are you like sketching out and doing math?
Okay, if she hadn't just gotten the warning to not make a big spectacle, she would have experimented.
Workshop or drawing board? Where are we?
Workshop. No, drawing board.
Okay.
Because otherwise she'd be very. If she had not 20 minutes beforehand told not to make a spectacle, she would have been full on design. Yeah, so just sketches.
Okay, Tessa, where are you at?
Can you make it so it like sticks its tongue out with the incendiary on the end of it?
I
Like a rolling tongue.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
You probably just increase the intelligence check that she would have to do for that, but it might be.
It might be
That's
worth
what she.
it. Just
That's
say
what
it.
she would do.
Okay, make me an intelligence check, Kiki. Well, Tessa lets us
shit.
know what she's doing.
So yeah, Tessa's probably just gonna walk around and like people watch and watch all the newcomers come in, and she'll probably set up like by a tree by the lake over here, just like writing down her journal entry for the day.
So is that with her intelligence modifier, or is like a tinkerer thing with her
This
proficiency?
is a tinkerer thing. Just you use the
Okay.
proficiency.
Ooh, 23.
Yeah, you think you got it to work. The tongue isn't coming out quite correctly, but like it will go bah with it on its tongue.
All right, she's pleased.
Okay. And finally, Roscoe, what are you up to tonight?
I think I would take a brief moment. No, we're there yet. Soon.
Soon.
I think I would. I haven't popped my wings out in a while. Like we're probably talking. It's been at least a few months since I have done that. So I think I will swing around back to the lake, the same spot where I was the other day, and I'll do the same thing I did before. Make some of those little leaves and sticks, make little models of a boat or two, and just kind of set them sailing in formation and chasing each other while I have a cigarette out by the water. I'll keep an eye out as long as I'm there to see if there's anything crazy. But other than that, do that and then go to bed, apparently now in Neva's designated spot.
Okay. So that's where Roscoe goes. I think this is a good spot to end for tonight. As the next day, mostly just the rest of the guests spend the entire day arriving and, you know, people checking in, getting settled in, kind of having a little bit of time for themselves to enjoy the scenery. And when we pick up next time, we will be having a party and seeing what kinds of dark machinations you folks may or may not have found fully. So thank you all very much for joining us once again in Ryam, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Farewell.